Hello listeners, I am Dr. D.B. Singh, Senior Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, the Bhopal School of Social Sciences. Here I am before you to express my views and discuss on a very exciting topic, that is dissolution of partnership firms 2 with insolvency. Prior to that, we have done with the dissolution of partnership firm 1, which was without insolvency. Before starting dissolution of partnership firm 2 with insolvency of partner, let me explain what is exactly insolvency. Insolvency means the inability to pay one's debt when they fall due. In this chapter, we will discuss insolvency under two heads. First one, insolvency of partner, or where some of partners are solvent and the other are insolvent. Second, insolvency of the firm when all the partners became insolvent. Now, sharing of the deficiency of the insolvent partner, there are two possible ways in which such deficiency may be shared. First one, when there is a provision in the partnership deed, the deficiency of capital accounts of insolvent partner shall be shared by the solvent partner as per given provision or as per profit and loss sharing ratio. But when partnership deed is silent in this regard, the deficiency of the capital accounts of insolvent partner shall be shared by the solvent partner as per the last agreed capital ratio before dissolution. Means we are going to discuss about the important guideline and verdict of the court that is very popularly known as Garner versus Murray rule. This is the case Garner versus Murray, balance sheet of the firm as at 30th June 1900. Here the liabilities position of the firm at the time of dissolution was Garner's capital 2500, Murray's capital 314. The cash balance means assets position of the firm. The firm has cash balance of 1916, Wilkinson deficiency of capital 263 and loss on realization 635. The fact regarding this case, actually Garner, Murray and Wilkinson were the three partners in the firm. Capitals of all these three partners were not in equal. They share profit and losses equally. The firm was dissolved by the order of the court. Wilkins had debit balance of capital and became insolvent and was unable to bring anything. There was loss on realization too. The firm had cash balance of rupees 1916 only. So this was the fact about that particular firm, which is led by three partners, Garner, Murray and Wilkins. In very remarkable dispute, or you can say when there was a conflict among the partner regarding the sharing of the deficiency of the insolvent partner, they all went to the shelter of the court, and then court came with the proper decision, and later on that decision will become a rule which is popularly known as Garner versus Murray rule. To decision in Garner versus Murray case 1903. Before the year 1903, this deficiency was borne by the solvent partner in their profit sharing ratio. But in 1903, a very important decision was given by Honorable Justice Joyce in the case of Garner versus Murray on this regards. What was the decision given by Honorable Court? Number 1, it was decided in this case that in the absence of any agreement to the contrary, the deficiency of the insolvent partner's capital account must be borne by the remaining partners in the proportion to their last agreed capital. Second decision given by the court, the loss on realization should be borne by all the partners, including insolvent partner, in their profit and loss sharing ratio. Third, the solvent partner will bring in cash to the firm equal to their realization loss. Then the major question arises here, the applicability of the Garner versus Murray rule in the world, or you can say in India. Section 48 of Partnership Act 1932 is similar to Section 44 of the Partnership Act in Great Britain, and further there has been no case law in India to deal with such situation. So in India this is applicable with respect to following considerations. Number one, in India, if it is mentioned in the partnership deed that on the insolvency of a partner, deficiency of his capital account will be borne in a particular ratio, it will be borne accordingly in the case of insolvency of a partner. Means, if it is clearly mentioned in black and white while writing the partnership deed among the partner will share the deficiency of insolvent partner in that particular ratio only. Second, Garner versus Murray is applicable only when there is no agreement between the partners for sharing the deficiency in capital account of insolvent partner. Third, realization loss should be divided in the profit sharing ratio of all partners. Then the solvent partner will bring their share of loss on realization in cash to the firm. Final debit balance of insolvent partner should be distributed amongst the solvent partner in proportion to their last agreed capital. And last, a solvent partner having debit balance in capital account will not share any loss due to insolvency of a partner. Now, suppose there is a situation of fixed and floating capital, then how we can ascertain the capital ratio? If the capital accounts of the partner are fixed throughout the existing of the partnership, then the original capital of the solvent partners will be used as the basis for the division of the insolvent partners' deficiency. If the capital accounts of the partners are floating, the deficiency of the insolvent partners' capital account will be shared among the solvent partners in the ratio of last agreed capital before dissolution, but after the adjustment of general reserve, if any, and undivided profit and losses of the firm. So there is a formula for calculating last agreed capital of the partners, solvent partners. So capital of solvent partner plus share in the reserve fund, share in undivided profit minus share in undivided loss. The balance which comes, that is last agreed capital prior to dissolution, and according to this ratio of capital, the deficiency of capital account of insolvent partner will be borne. Now, though since 1903 there is no other rule or guideline given under the Partnership Act, so since then we are following same rule in case of such situation where there is no agreement regarding the sharing of deficiency of insolvent partner. But On the contrary, there is a lot of criticism of Garner versus Murray rule. For example, the first criticism of this rule is it does not apply when the firm is having only two partners. Second criticism, it considered only the book capital of the partners, ignoring the private assets of the solvent partners. If a partner contributes more capital than that of the other partner, he will have to bear more burden than the other partners who had contributed less capital. So that is another drawback of this particular rule. Then third one, if a partner having zero capital balance or debit balance will not have to bear the deficiency of the insolvent partner. And at last, introduction of cash by solvent partners to make good their share of loss on realization is unnecessary, because when the balance of capital account of the solvent partners are sufficient to bear the deficiency of insolvent partner, then there are no question of bringing in cash equal to loss on realization by the solvent partner. So this is the dissolution of partnership firm part 2, and here we are ending my lecture today.